There's tons of analysts, there's tons of FOMO in social media, but no one will show you ever how they short all-time highs like double FX. I've been doing this consistently. I'm a counter-trend trader with no stop loss, and here you can see I shorted with Godspeed mode the all-time high at around 3004. Of course, this is a progression, so I have more prices, but more or less here you can see 3004 is one of the all-time highs printed. In futures and depending on the broker, you will have different prices, but the reality is no scare money. Like, we make money, we trade, we don't only talk. What happened is the real question, right? So we had some very good news for the overall economy of the USA, but nothing that will change the structure of the cycle that we have currently, that is bullish. Gold is strong, is bullish. Nothing will change that unless macro or geopolitical tensions start not to slow down, but to slow forever. You know what I mean? Like, only thing that will put gold into the revelation that we're expecting, that will be a huge dump, that will be the short that you want to either don't be part of the market or you will want to be part of the trade. But the revelation will be insane. Let me show you quick samples of what I mean. Let's go to a clean chart. So more or less here we have 2011. This is the last cycle where rates were high, or at least it's the only one before 2020 or the post-COVID era. This was the only similar scenario we had. Rates were almost at the 4.5% that we had at this current cycle. And as you can see, when they announced that the debt will be payable and they start to reduce the rates, the gold revaluation was huge. Only this cycle was $338 to the downside, but in the past 3 years, in the post 3 years for the gold price, it was at $741 move to the downside. So you can see how people really tend to like, it's of whatever or everything that I always tell you, it's the yields. People like yields because they pay yearly. It's safe. At the end, bonds are safe. Buying gold, it's not that it's not safe, it's actually very smart. But imagine this period where rates are at 0%, you don't have any macros or any geopolitical tensions. Only something like COVID will break these periods, and as you can see, it's something very stable. It's pretty much a range period where you don't have any marked trends. And what happens when something like COVID or the house crisis or the European debt crisis starts, where you will see the price of gold go higher because it's natural, it's stronger. And here in the current price action, we can see that pretty much the price of gold tempted with the 3000s for a little bit. This is the area that I was marking. But once the price really flashed, because yesterday some future brokers were announcing the already price at 3000, but you have to wait for sessions to enter with liquidity. And I've been mentioning London is showing a lot of pressure for the gold, or at least is showing big moves. So once the price reached an area that I found that it was showing some support, some resistance, you have this big wick, and also the news release are putting pressure. Of course, this is not the best news compared to the overall CPI and inflation or the unemployment jobs. This actually is going lower, but we remain around the expansion or possible expansion, even though we already have a very good number here. But this is a minor retracement. This is needed. People take profits in these areas. You need to consider that these areas are take profit, and once the contracts close, price will naturally go down. So that's what I was trading. And also because it's Friday, people will close positions. They don't want to hold swaps for the next week or pay them or risk to something that can happen in for example, in any of Ukraine or the other side of the war can happen. Well, they cannot risk because this is a very high price, and if something major happens in favor of the USA, we won't see this price in maybe another COVID situation that let's hope not that doesn't happen. So I'm gonna leave this link in the description for a more technical overview of the current gold prices. This is more in depth of what's going on, what the Fed might do, because next week is very important. We have the rates decision, so we will be putting our eyes on the Wednesday data, or in whatever the Wednesday projections will offer us and whatever Powell will say. So that will be it for today. Just have a good one.